Welcome everybody to Mud Flood Was Armageddon. Mud Flood was Armageddon. Don't let them tell you anything else unless they are willing to debate you in a fair and honest way. I'm going live to the destruction of my old hometown and the area of the Texas-Louisiana border. Joining Evan Freiberger and his group.
Watching it pretty much every opportunity that we can. Strong. This is just the leading edge. Watch those trees. We're watching to see if this thing is blowing down lots of trees, and might even be stronger than 80-mile-per-hour winds.
Now, I've been on this bridge many times, 7, 8 times in the last 3 or 4 years. This is a bridge that runs over a swamp. It's not waiting for the ground to be saturated. It is already saturated. Now, a lot of you people, I'm from, if you know this channel, Mud Flood Was Armageddon, you know Tommy from Texas. So this just scooted over his house. With that map, if they put that up again, it might look for Orange, Texas. That's where he is, right on this highway.
Yeah, that pretty much crossed right in front of here. Yeah, not really seeing much there. Let's go further back a little bit. Let's go back to here.
So there's a tornado right on top of Lake Charles.
Yeah, we definitely have some what appears to be a debris ball here near Westlake. It's a little bit displaced, but we are pretty close to the radar. That could definitely be a tornado on the ground there near Westlake, pushing down towards pretty much directly towards Lake Charles. That'll be heading towards this camera here in just a little bit.
No, Hollywood
right now. So
it's Sulphur. There was a Sulphur, Oklahoma just got hit. Now this Sulphur in Louisiana.
See any tornado on the ground here on this camera. So if we have that new velocity scan, yeah, that's moving now into downtown Lake Charles.
I did ask.
See if we have a new. Okay, so if this continues in this trajectory,
in the chat earlier,
I'll show you if I can. Again, let me see exactly where.
A lot of chat here, but I asked for permission, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead."
Here, that's where we should be setting up our cam, out in front of it. So yeah, right down in this corner.
Did anybody see my name in there? Okay. Not a big deal.
Wow, look at those winds.
Oh my.
Yeah, still a strong storm, and we're monitoring this circulation here, and we're waiting for that new debris scan. If this little area here moves into the Lake Charles region, oops, let me zoom out. This little area here moves into the Lake Charles region, that's going to be a tornado on the ground, but that circulation is currently in Lake Charles, so doesn't really matter if we see it or not. Just be in your safe spots. They're still a very dangerous storm, and yeah, you can see those winds are still pretty darn strong here.
It must not go back all the way.
Might have lost this camera. Try refreshing it. Yep, looks like we're losing power. This is our only other one in the corner. That one's lost power. This one is still ongoing. It's kind of a crappy cam, though, unfortunately. It looks like we're getting widespread power outages here in the region now. Dang. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Almost all the cameras are now down. Still have these cameras up on the northern portion here, so we can still track some of these winds, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back over here to the big screen, as we're not really intercepting.
Evan. He's the guy let me
that portion of the storm
watch his channel.
But yeah, still could have.
He's getting to be a very popular
debris ball there. I wonder.
Meteorologist.
Yeah, right in there. Still appears like we might have some sort of debris being lofted.
Ryan
to
Hall.
Confirm whether or not that's a tornado at this moment, but velocity couplet, reflectivity, and then and then an area of circulation there. Yeah, that's going
Just
right
a
over this road.
younger Ryan
I wonder if
Hall.
that's what caused the
But
power
Ryan's
outages
pretty
there.
young too.
But again, if you
They'll
live in
know a lot
Iowa,
about the weather.
Bellevue, Chalkley, Homewood, Rosendahl, Hayes, Verrett, Foreman's Hall, and Las La Cassine there, you guys need to be
Vinton,
in your
that's
safe
right
spot
over the
still.
border.
Yeah, very strong
That's
winds
right there
still in the
by that
northern
just
portion of
went
this
through
storm.
Texas, and Tommy from
Let's
Texas
try to
is
get a little bit further out ahead of it if we
Hacienda.
can. This is our
I
farthest.
lived there for 2
Okay, that
years
one's down.
almost.
Okay, this is close to the street view here.
Nothing going on there.
Should give us a pretty good view of the winds if the camera survives. This is near Iowa there.
Oh, it won't survive.
Yeah, still waiting on the latest scan. Yeah, the right there near Pine Acres. Not seeing that debris ball still. Not seeing that debris ball still. So I think whatever that was, it has lifted. Also, just got a new tornado warning
has been issued.
New tornado warning issued further to the south. Here's that area of strong rotation that is heading down to the south and east towards Hackett's Corner. If you live in Hackett's Corner, you need to be in your safe spots there. Also, Illinois plant as well needs to be in their
That's a
safe
funny
spots.
name for a town.
We do not have cameras down here. We only have cameras over here near Highway 10. But if you guys live out in front of the storm, this little area here of rotation is definitely some stronger rotation there, heading towards Hackett's Corner, Louisiana.
There's Orange. His hand is right over Orange. It's kind of in the clear right now. That's where I lived with Tommy.
Near Cameron. Oh, yeah. A couple little areas of circulation down there. A little bit broad, but worth monitoring there.
Wow. Oberlin. Now, I think I was just that was a famous black town with one of the first black banks in Louisiana or something like that. It got taken over and they were all killed. Same old story. Not that we have to accept it as cool.
That's the latest here.
It was wrong then. It's
still
wrong
monitoring
now.
This camera near Iowa here, Iowa, Louisiana, to see if we still have some stronger winds. Those winds should be.
So I could do a live show, but since I have permission from
it's just to the north of Iowa,
Evan to mirror his.
Louisiana.
A couple of people watching. Stay if you live near Texas. Do that whole thing of.
Hey, latest scan just came in. Also noticing a little area of circulation over here near Sweet Lake, and then back up here near Hackett's Corner still.
There's 700 tornadoes last weekend.
And this little area of circulation has now completely died off there near Hipple. Monitoring for new circulations. This is still warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds. So even if you're not in this tornado warning there in Welsh, Jennings, Lake Arthur, power outages seem very possible. The reason why we lost all those cameras in Lake Charles earlier is because of those power outages. So power outages are becoming a little bit more widespread as this pushes off to the south and east. So please remain in your safe spots. This
don't
is
be
still
ashamed if you're in the path of a storm to put on a bicycle helmet, go into a closet, just
80
wait.
miles per hour, which again is very
choose
strong
life
winds,
in
something that you definitely need to be respecting.
Everything.
I'd be in your safe spots there in West and Welsh and Jennings and Lake Arthur as this approaches. Let me see if I have any high definition cams out in front of this in weird spots. Probably don't. Yeah, I have some higher definition cams in like Baton Rouge, but that's going to be down the line.
Baton Rouge, the red baton. The red shield and the red baton. They built that area.
Thunderstorm warning off to the north and
east.
All
That's Roman Catholic.
Bunkie,
it's all
Sim Sports and Ventura.
ISIS worship. Voodoo from the crews that do the Mardi Gras.
Produced a tornado earlier. Is now pushing off to the east.
That's why we're being judged.
Rotation a little bit there near Theodosia. And this storm has 60 mile per hour winds heading towards Gainesville, Missouri there. Got another severe thunderstorm warning here in
Gainesville, home
Florida.
of the
This thing's
legendary
actually got a
rock
little bit of
and
rotation to it
roll
as well.
guitar
But
player
mainly,
Tom Petty.
the rotation is weak. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's see. This is a closer radar. Yeah, a little bit of rotation there at the surface, but it's pretty weak. But Lake Kissimmee needs to be indoors and away from windows there.
That's basically the
Let's come back over to here.
Disney World, Universal City,
Yeah, latest scan there just to the north of Hackett's Corner.
Buddy
Don't have
Hackett's
the latest
Corner.
debris scan, but still a little area of rotation there. The one near Sweet Lake isn't nearly as strong as the one up to the north, so I'm not overly concerned about that. And we're still dealing with some broader circulation over here near Cameron. Yeah, it looks like those winds are about to push into Iowa here. So that's going to be this camera here, where we're about to see those winds push in again and try to find out whether or not this thing is still on the ground or not. Or not on the ground, but still has some strong winds or not.
How high is the water, Mama? She said it's 3 foot high and rising. I said, how high is the water, Papa? She said it's 3 foot high and rising. Oh, Evan, are you looking for a camera or you building one? I'm just being sarcastic. Nobody wanted the day of the Lord. Nobody wanted to be judged like this, but we're all guilty. We're all those.
I'm looking for news right now.
News is we're
Not really
guilty.
seeing anything
Guilty
just
sinners.
yet, but those news reports should start to trickle out in terms of damage or potential videos of tornadoes. Yeah, winds are starting to pick up here.
Most of us got married in
Not
a
as strong
fever.
as they were earlier, but this is just the leading edge. So we'll see if they pick up. I'm using a Radar Omega.
This traffic is just like, I got to get out of here. They're just going home from work. It's 5:01, expecting a little rain. No, they have to know something's coming.
Still looking for news. Let's see.
Getting a little more.
Main power station for all of Lake
Looks
Charles.
like the lights are showing the water
Might have
splashing
been
up
hit,
and blowing
but
more.
that's just speculation right now.
Lights and water can play tricks, though.
Okay, looks like we're getting a report of the view of the tornado warned storm as it went into Lake Charles. Just retweeted that on my Twitter. Twitter link is in chat. It's like there might have been a funnel back there, but I don't think that would have been the region that would have been concerning. It's on the leading edge, and that circulation was definitely rain wrapped. So I don't think that's a funnel or anything, but that was the view up there. Wow, we now have a video here. Let me see. Cicadason. Okay, so this is his friend's footage here, so we can show this. Look at this. They're near Cicadason. Got a video here. This was the tornado in Missouri.
Oh, Ranson, I've been there. Oh, Payne Valley Golf Course. That's Payne Stewart, I believe.
And that's definitely a tornado that happened there. And you can see underneath it, there's a golf
course. It had this 1/18th hole that you had to play up to it.
This is
and then it was elevated probably 20, 30 feet.
That is the video of this
on a rock.
This storm right here earlier as it went south of Branson.
I remember it because that was my only car that
we
day.
Still have these 2 tornado warnings here. Now to the east of Lake Charles, right in there near Hackett's Corner, there's an area of some stronger rotation. There's still no debris ball with that one right now, but next in line is going to be Illinois' Plant. There in Louisiana, and then over here near Iowa, where this camera is, looks like the winds aren't too bad. They're not nearly as gusty
Even
as they were.
yeah,
But
the
this is
lights
kind
aren't
of just to
showing
the
as much
north of that
water
gust front.
blowing around. That must have been they missed that house. It's all
Just to the
saturated.
north of that gust front. So
Someday
here's
that
Iowa. The camera's right
Atchafalaya
here.
River is
Yeah,
going to
it's just to the
break
north. Also, a
away
little bit of
from the
circulation back in
Mississippi,
there. Interesting.
and everyone from New Orleans will be like in the Book of Revelation. They'll be going like, "Oh no!" In a single half hour,
Not seeing
all
anything
of our trade and
on the camera here that is too concerning,
ivory,
but there is some
still
circulation nearby this camera. It might be worth the watch
stones,
just to see if we see any debris being lofted.
slaves. They did it all. Picking up a little bit more.
Thank you, Michael, for the $2. Thank you so much. Support Heaven and saying New Orleans. You're right. I forgot. Sorry. Some stronger winds making the camera shake here.
Oh, there it goes.
And we just lost that camera. I think. Let's try to do a refresh. Yep. It's like we're losing power all the way down the road here. This one's gone now. So yeah, those are our last cameras for a while. Till we get a little bit further east. Yeah, latest scans, not as strong rotation, but still a decent little area there. Just to the east of Hackett's Corner, heading to the south of Illinois Plant. And over here near Iowa, that's where we were seeing those stronger winds. And the camera went down. There is a little bit of a
Hey,
couplet there.
James, it's going good.
Not seeing a definite
We'll
debris
be
ball. That
going
kind
over
of looks
these
like
things
something, but
tonight.
it's also where that inflow is wrapping in. So I would want to wait one more
The
scan.
pit, the pit,
Yeah.
the pit.
Want to wait one
But
more scan
wait a
until that comes
minute.
in. But next in line is going to be Last Seen, Foreman's Hall, Verrett, Hayes.
Those who go down to
Still need
the
to be in their
pit.
safe spots there. It looks like they have downgraded this to 70-mile-per-hour winds, which makes sense because that camera near Iowa was starting to pick up there on some stronger winds, but it wasn't very consistent, and that was only in that one little isolated spot there. You can definitely tell there's still some stronger winds there south of Iowa, there in Louisiana. Yeah, you can see this line still surging off to the east. Thankfully, no longer warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds at this moment, but that could uptick. Yeah, latest scan here looks like that area of circulation is now kind of broadened out, but we still have some strong winds on the southern side of it, pushing off to the east. And yeah, just to the south and east, or kind of in southeast Iowa there. Still maybe some there. That could be a little brief spin up there. Also just be some trees and leaves being lofted, but certainly still some stronger rotation here heading towards Last Scenes and Foreman's Hall. So definitely be in your safe spots. I'm still concerned about that circulation. Let's go see what Storm Runner Media is doing down there. We'll keep them below me for now. Iowa? Really? Iowa. Interesting. Yeah, latest scan, whatever that was, is gone now. Still waiting on the other latest scans to come in. Yeah, this is going to be an issue with this storm until it starts to run into some less favorable atmosphere. As of right now, I mean, we're talking, still potentially. Let me see what the if we got the latest view here. Yeah, I mean, we're still talking 4,000 joules per kilogram of fuel out in front of the storm. So plenty of fuel still to keep this storm going. Pretty much all the way until about New Orleans. After New Orleans, though, the storm enters a lot less favorable environment. Yeah, RG5, I did see that. All right, there's that newer velocity scan. Still have an area of some stronger rotation here approaching last seen. I'd still be in your safe spots. That definitely still has the potential to produce a brief spin-up tornado. Again, with these quick little QLCS spin-ups, we don't always catch every tornado because, again, this radar is scanning, like once every couple minutes, right? So if it's scanning once every couple minutes, it's like taking pictures. And if a tornado happens and then lifts in between those two, in between a picture that this radar is taking, then you won't even see it, the debris ball on radar. So there's definitely still some quick spin up potential here with this northern area pushing into last seen Louisiana. So please continue to be in your safe spots. And if that rotation continues for much longer, they might extend this warning again for areas like Welsh, Roanoke, Jennings, and Lake Arthur. So be ready to go into your safe spots. This one down here to the south, though, still appears to be quite weak rotation back in there.
A new
mainly
tornado
just a
warning
surging
has been
gust
issued.
front. New tornado warning has been issued. Looks like they are going to be extending this warning up to the north.
That's why Evan and Ryan, you all get as many views as the Weather Channel.
That this whole line is going to be a tornado threat.
Well, maybe not.
Yes, they are extending this warning
percentage-wise and budget-wise. I'm sure they're doing very well.
They're still approaching Welsh, Louisiana. So Welsh and parts of Jennings all need to be in their safe spots there. Let me see. Looks like Welsh and Jennings. If this thing continues all the way to Lafayette, we got another row of cameras. To keep an eye on. So we'll leave this one up for now. And we'll put that under me as we wait, because that's near Lafayette. How far is Lafayette? I mean, it's not too far. I mean, this camera's like right in this region here. So if this thing continues to be a problem, which it should, according to the latest SPC meso analysis, so we're definitely gonna still watch this storm as it pushes off to the east. I mean, definitely some strong winds in this storm here, just to the south of La Cassine, and right here in that area. Still have a decent area of rotation, but with no debris balls still. No definitive debris ball. And that is pushing towards Welsh and Jennings next. In terms of the southern area, still not seeing any new areas of circulation, but man, look at this. Right off of the coast, south and east of Cameron, have a potentially forming water spout here that seems to be riding the coast for now. Kind of going down to the south and east, but it might eventually be a problem like somewhere in this region here. There's not a whole lot of folks that live down here, thankfully. It's a very rural area of Louisiana. Not going to have any of those types of cams there. Yeah, we don't have any cams nearby that either. The southern warning is only warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds, though. That's heading towards Guidon there. This one is still warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds, but not nearly as strong as it was earlier, as we've been seeing with our last camera. But it did knock out some power there in Iowa.
Just so you know, Evan gave me permission in the chat room to share this storm because that's what he does. It's a dangerous storm. He in no way is, the it's the end of the world guy. That's not Evan. That's not Ryan Hall. They're just doing the weather. All of that other stuff is he's just nice enough to let us tag on here. I look up these towns as they go here and see if, that's a pretty small one. Welsh? I thought it was Walsh.
Counties or parish. are all losing power. About 19,000
Oh,
people without power there. And this right here, this is the county.
not people, customers. Now, a house or a business is a customer for that who's out, not how many people live in a house. They don't know that. It could be all these people. No, not that many. 2 million?
Calcasieu. There, this is the county that has Lake Charles in it, and you can see that about 1/5 of the area is out of power. We're expecting those power outages to continue off to the east as this continues to surge, but it won't be nearly as impactful if we stay right at around that 70-mile-per-hour portion. But I can tell you right now, these winds are certainly still strong. You know, right around 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds just above the surface there. Cashew, Paris. Okay. Cashew. Thank you.
Calcasieu, Calcasha, Calsha.
Is that training cell heading east? Which one? Also have the severe thunderstorm warning now, kind of moving out
Oh,
of the main
hey,
Texas region.
this is like another place I lived. Remember West Columbia, Texas? Like over maybe a year or something. Not quite, but
Still some strong winds with it, though. What is this warn for? 60. There might be some 70-mile-per-hour winds embedded in this. About to cross over 87. Here's north of Galveston. So watch out for that storm. Definitely seeming pretty powerful there. Let's come back up here and check on Missouri. 60-mile-per-hour winds here.
there are a lot of towns in Texas that have top 40 country western music, singles. Galveston. I remember Glenn Campbell sang a rousing version of a song called Galveston. There's that Payne Valley golf course getting torn up. Was it golfers that were leaving there on that loop? Look at my mouse.
Like this,
What is this here?
associated with these storms.
Those
So
golf carts
Gainesville,
getting out of
all we
town?
need to be is indoors and away from windows right now. But if we start seeing some more rotation pick up, it is possible we could get something like this again.
Those lakes are fractals for sure.
And that was
Not
this tornado
fractals.
report
What do
here
they call
south
it?
and east of Branson.
Lenticular. Not lenticulars. That's a Lichtenberg figures. I'm
It looks
old.
like the
Give me a
strongest
break.
winds with the storm are still pushing to the south of Welsh. The rotation, though, is starting to broaden out quite a bit as this pushes near Welsh. But yeah, you guys are now getting those stronger winds. Next in line is going to be Jennings.
What's up with those cameras going out so early? It seems like they could be reinforced with very little effort. Remember that hurricane a couple years ago? Some of those
I'm looking at
cameras
chat
were
whenever I
working
see
until
something
they
that I
went
can't answer. I
underwater.
am answering, but like the city answer or questions I can't answer right now. But if we can get these tornado warnings to expire, then I can focus a little bit more on the smaller future, like how's my city going to get impacted type questions.
Yeah, if you'd see the chat, some of these people are saying like, "What about my town in Tennessee?" or something.
How quickly will this come into the New Orleans area? Let's see here. So this is about 151 miles from New Orleans. And it's moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. So in
New
about 3
Orleans.
hours
Well, they
for New
probably have a
Orleans.
reason to worry. Jessica C. That's a pretty relevant question.
Yeah, this will eventually make it to the New Orleans area. The question will be, though, So one of the things that might be a saving grace for New Orleans, we'll have to see how much instability this thing can kind of pull up. But yeah, here's that main axis of instability that is keeping the storm strong and tornadic. There's still a decent amount of instability over the Louisiana area, but it is, you see these blue colors? It is capped. So, if this storm kind of pushes up a little bit more moisture to kind of fill in that outflow dominant cap.
So when he goes like, yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe but
That strong as it gets to Louisiana, but we'll have to see how the dynamics of the storm play out as it continues on to the east. But yeah, if that capping inversion kind of gets moved out of the way, filled in there with a little bit more instability, it could still be a dangerous storm by the time it gets to Louisiana. They did extend this severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds still. It's going to be for Jennings, Lake Arthur, Crowley, Kaplan, Abbeville, and just to the west of Lafayette. I'm sure Dewson is probably still part of Lafayette, Louisiana. So parts of Lafayette, Louisiana are probably in the severe thunderstorm warning. And again, tornadoes are definitely still possible along this line, even though that we're not seeing any dangerous circulations right now per se, although there is a little area of rotation back down in there. It's an interesting signal there. We circle this right there. Yeah, it's a little bit displaced and kind of in the inflow there. Don't think that that's anything. Hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, tornadoes are definitely going to be possible. They might extend this warning down here to the south that this rotation continues to propagate and get a little bit stronger. What we're dealing with here is a surging line here of winds. And what happens is you get these little kinks. See these little
that
kinks
camera on the
in the
bottom
line
left
of the
isn't
red
working
there.
anymore.
When you get those little kinks, those are little spin ups, and you could definitely get multiple tornadoes along those spin ups. So, if you're down the line on this storm, you need to be respecting its damaging wind threat first. But, also there is still chances for those QLCS tornadoes, which are essentially just tornadoes that happen in a storm like this. This is an MCS, this is a QLCS line. And then, those QLCS tornadoes are definitely possible. We might have had a couple there in Lake Charles. And in fact, over here near West Lake, we've got damage reported there, and that was where one of those debris balls came pretty close. Over there near Hollywood, I think we had, oh wow, look at this. So that little debris ball that we saw near Hollywood might have been a tornado. Significant damage at Walmart area in Sulphur. Significant damage being reported there. So that could have been a debris ball that we saw there. Yeah, so we're getting some. Oh wow. Yeah, it looks like there was definitely a tornado that went through Sulphur. And this is the look at it. Look at that. That was near Houston Road there near Sulphur. So if that impacted that Walmart, that was certainly a tornado on the ground. As that is definitely a tornado there. And as a viewer that sent it in there near KPLC News. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff we got to watch for within this line. You usually don't see those tornadoes in the QLCS lines, but I'm glad they actually had a view on it there, as that does help us kind of piece together some of this information that we're getting. So that probably was this tornado here near Hollywood in Sulphur, and that might be what impacted that Walmart. So if we have significant damage there, unfortunately, if people were shopping there, we could have a couple of injuries. If not even worse. So definitely watching out for reports in that area. It looks like they allowed that southern tornado warning to expire. And all we have left is this one up here near Walsh, where we are seeing a little area of circulation start to develop again, kind of on this northern edge, just to the north of Welsh. Keeping a very close eye on that. If that tries to tighten up, we might have a brief tornado try to form there. So we're keeping an eye on that. Sending damage. Okay, we're now getting pictures of damage come in. Oh, wow. Okay, I can't show this one, but I'm retweeting. I am retweeting a video or a photo on Twitter. I'm posting my Twitter link in the chat. This is damage in sulfur. Car flipped over and sheet metal everywhere near the Verizon building in the Asian something there in Sulphur, Louisiana. So if you guys live near there, just avoid that area for now. Let search and rescue do their thing.
It's the storms this summer. Everyone is remarking in the weather world about how few
Let's
fatalities
see
there's
here.
been.
Yeah, still got a little area of
I
circulation
think
here
this
near
is an
Welsh.
economic attack on the United
Maybe even
States,
some debris being
and
lofted
God
there.
is in on it with
It's
if
not
the
really a clear enough debris signature, though, to be
harp.
able to confirm anything with that. But there is definitely some rotation back up in there in
But I'm going to
Welsh.
harp on it.
Hey, thank you, Relic, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Or the €5 super chat. Appreciate your regular weather updates and keeping people safe. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Also retweeting another video from a different perspective of the tornado in Sulphur. Yeah, still some pretty strong winds on this northern edge.
Crowley.
Cars and semi trucks flipped on I-10. Okay. Where are you hearing that information from? Well, we know we got cars flipped, but not, I haven't heard of the semis or seen anything of semis.
This is a live report.
You read
We're
lip.
tapped
Okay.
in with
I don't know how to
permission
turn on
from
closed captioning
Evan.
for the actual live stream. I don't know how to do that. I'll try to look into that. 18-wheeler flipped, but road is open again. Okay, so we have reports that an 18-wheeler is flipped, but they have moved it off the road. Moved it off of the road there. Yeah, I wonder if those really strong winds that we saw near Westlake, if that was part of that tornado there. So we do have, yeah, there's that overturned truck. Damage reported. So it looks like we might have a little bit of a tornado path here. Potentially. We'll have to see. Okay, latest scan, that little area of circulation. It's kind of pushing down to the south a little bit. Still no definite debris ball, but still some very strong winds, actually. Just to the south and east of Roanoke, heading towards Jennings. Watch out for that. We could be potentially talking about, close to 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts there near Jennings. So definitely continue to be in your safe spots there, as that is a significant gust of wind showing up on radar again. Thank you, Eric, for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you so much.
Again,
Able to keep all of that money, and because of
this
generous
is
donations
Evan
like that, we can keep the lights
Freiberger,
on
young and
as we are completely
upcoming
crowdfunded
Ryan
and do
Hawley
not take
all type
sponsors on
quality
this
weather
channel.
watcher.
So I do appreciate that. That's going to go a
And
long way
now,
and help fund the
if you
channel
wanted to
and the
go and
storm chasers
subscribe, you
that we
could,
use. So thank you.
because wouldn't hurt. We're just watching the weather a little bit longer here. Then I'm going to get prepared for a sermon tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely the strongest portion of the storm here, right in this area. Yeah, that little couplet is pretty much gone here near Jennings, but definitely still got some pretty strong winds with this storm about to push into Jennings. Let me see what our camera situation is a little bit further down the line from this storm. So yeah, these are near Lafayette. This one's near Dewson, just to the east of Crowley. This is going to be our closest bet into being able to see these things. Hey, thank you, Michael, for gifting one membership. Tornado Bot to make sure you're thanking Michael for that membership. Yeah, this is going to be our closest view. This is near Doosan.
Life is always going to go on for
and if I
most
zoom in
people.
here, that's just to the west of Lafayette there, near Crowley. So that's going to be our closest bet in getting another view on this storm again. Yeah, hopefully everybody's doing all right.
I wonder if that's
There in Lake Charles. We could have
Alistair
multiple tornadoes
Crowley.
kind of move through the Lake Charles area, and one of them seemed pretty decently strong, as we are getting reports of significant damage there in Walmart. I haven't seen. Oh, let me search Lake Charles Walmart. See if there's any actual.
It's a kit town.
No reports. Lake Charles Walmart. Let me try
Over
Sulphur.
10,000 people. The city of
Walmart.
Doosan near
Yeah,
him
not seeing any
was
reports, at least
founded
on
by the same
Twitter.
guy.
Let me check on Facebook.
Kit town. Owned a 7-story building. What's
Video
the
of the
tallest
tornado there on
building?
Facebook. Still trying to get some more information on it. I got 11 comments under this post here. No new reports under that one. We got something from the news channel. Stood watching wind, never seen before, made my chest hurt. Okay, so there was some strong winds that were scaring people. Reports of that, which is not surprising. Meteorologist Eric posted something, no comments of any extra information under that. Sometimes people comment under these posts, like damage photos and stuff. This one's got 63 comments. There might be some information in here. No, nothing there. 307 comments here. Wow. Okay.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So here's a video of some trees down by Marky Spears. This is in Sulphur. Like a little thing was ripped off of their. Yeah, that's a tree snapped in half there. Holy moly.
Holy moly.
Sulphur.
Moly, 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 moly.
Tornado warning that includes now Jennings, Iota, Crawley, Esterwood, and Mermentau. It's gonna be right along the I-10 there. Or yeah, it's Iota there. Just make sure you guys are in your safe spots. Noticing a new little area of circulation still on the northern side of this, heading towards White House, Louisiana next. Watch out for that. Not particularly strong circulation, but keeping an eye on that. Also noticing another little area of rotation here along 82 as well. Other than that, that's yeah, we're starting to see a couple little areas here. A couple little notches that we still got to watch out for on the southern side as that heads towards Guidan and Kaplan. Yeah, there was a tornado there. Okay, looks like we're getting reports of flooding near DeQuincy.
They're not going to be a surprise.
Flooding near DeQuincy. Looks like water is working its way over lawns, so watch out there for that flood threat in DeQuincy.
Into everywhere around there, probably. It's going to be a slowdown in the already weakened economy. I'm saying if you need to stock up on some cookies, your favorite cookies, you might want to go out and get some. Enjoy them. See, the very edge of this that's Beaumont, Texas. And Port Arthur is just,
Sorry, it's all off-centered. It's the best I can do.
Can't tell you how close Texas and Louisiana are to each other. They're right next to each other. Tommy from Texas got hit by this storm
back there. Yeah, that might have been the tornado actually on the left side. You see those power flashes? Not there. They could look here and then they look back to the left. You see power flashes. Those are power flashes. Dang, they were really close to that tornado. I'm glad they're okay. Hey, here's another video near North Sulphur of that tornado.
That was from Florida.
Found the original poster of it. Might have had two there for a second. Look at that. Look back here on the right there. Watch just a second. See how it extends down to the ground there briefly? Could have had two tornadoes at the same time. That might have been a little satellite vortice there. All right, let's go. There's so much underneath this one post to go through. Yeah, some strengthening circulation here now south of Guidon. Not seeing a definite debris ball there, but they might tornado warn that for Guidon and Kaplan here shortly if that continues to strengthen.
Guidon.
Up here in the tornado warning, not really seeing too much other than this still some strong winds heading towards Etherwood and Crowley next. Please continue to be in your safe spots there. Hey, here's another video here of the strong winds in Westlake. Oh wow, here's some stronger winds and Carl's, Louisiana. Yeah, that was a strong storm. Holy moly. Yeah, those webcams kind of did it justice, but I mean, definitely looks more intense, a little bit closer to the surface. Oh wow, almost got a flying trampoline out of this. Look at this. This is a nice video. 4:05, everything's okay. Oops. So yeah, 4:30, things were getting a little dark and scary, and then 4:35, boom. Heavy winds and rain. Wow. Yeah, Facebook is the place to go. Okay, so here's a view of that flipped car there near the Verizon building. There near Sulphur. Look at that, completely flipped over there. So that probably was caused by the tornado. Another car with some damage on the side, but this one back here, that's a flipped over car. It's taken by Carissa Lynn in the area.
Mama, I wrote this 25 years later.
All right, so check on the latest velocity scans
How high
here.
is the water, Papa? She said it's
Yeah,
2
still
feet
keeping a
high
close eye on
and
this area of rotation. Still no debris ball at the moment, but
that's the only thing
still
we
keeping
got
a close
left on the
eye.
float. It's already over.
So still
all
pushing
the
off to the
weeds
east towards
and
Etherwood
2
and
feet
Crowley.
high and rising.
Guys still need to be in your safe spots. Nothing's really changed there. Okay, some damage being reported. Looks like a little garden, unfortunately, was destroyed. Really seeing anything. Yeah, a little branch down there in the background as well. All this is near Sulphur. So that seems to be the area where this thing definitely happened.
Again with the sulfur.
For sure, a tornado.
If you're in a town named
There near
Sulphur,
West Lake.
think about it.
They say wind damage possibly associated with tornado, but
Unless you're a coincidenter.
So it was definitely on the ground.
A coincidentalist. consequentialist. That's too much.
Just not good. Hopefully that Walmart is okay. I haven't seen any like we've gotten a damage report saying significant damage to Walmart, but we haven't seen any videos or photos there. You always have trouble. So like storm chasers, people looking for profit, you can't show that on stream because they will copyright strike you. But like if it's just somebody that's taking a photo or a video from their house, you can show that, as they're not looking for profit. They're just trying to get the word out.
A new PDS
Just
severe
like
thunderstorm
Evan
warning
and
has been
me.
issued.
Uh-oh.
New PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued here. Oh, wow. 70-mile-per-hour winds and
Uh-oh.
baseball
They're
size
starting
hail.
over again. They're
Winds
going to
approaching
go
towards,
back
like,
over
Falcon.
the people that just got hit.
Falcon, Texas. Very low populated region, but a strong storm, a strong cluster of storms down here south of Hebronville.
It's going to sweep back up through Houston. Round 2 is
This little storm
starting.
here is looking pretty interesting. Little area of rotation back in there too. Keep an eye on that one there in Kingsville. Very, very weak and unconcerning though at the moment, but
Okay,
hopefully it
good.
doesn't try to spin up and do anything.
Yeah. How high's the water, Pop? Set of 2 feet high and rising.
Just joining what the heck is going on. Well, we just had a couple of tornadoes possibly in near the Lake Charles area. Maybe one or two, or just one. It's hard to tell. The most significant damage that we have seen has been in Sulphur, Louisiana, where that was definitely a tornado there. We actually have video of it. And let me find that video again.
Going down. Going down.
Yeah, so here's the video of the tornado. You see it just off in the distance there. And potentially a second one forms right here. Look at that. Potentially 2 tornadoes on the ground at the same time there in Sulphur. Lake Charles. Yeah, latest scans here. That little area of rotation there near Guiden has died off there. Still some strong winds, though, in the south part of this, heading into Esler Woods, though. Keeping a close eye on that. Anything happened since 5:30? Just some stronger winds. We've had a couple, what looks like some attempts at spin-ups. Hard to tell, especially with these types of QLCS tornado warned storms. It's hard to tell, just how many tornadoes this thing is actually put down. But as far as we could tell, potentially 1 or 2 tornadoes there in the Lake Charles region, and then pushing off to the east. We haven't seen any new reports there near like Crawley or Jennings, other than some strong winds and potential power outages. But this storm is getting pretty close. They're near Doosan. That's where our next camera is. And here's the camera here near Doosan. Let's get this refreshed here. It is getting close. So we should be able to see here shortly just how strong these winds still are as they approach Doosan. Let me change the name of this camera. It's Deuce. I guess Dustin? Is that right? Dustin?
Doosan.
No, it's just Dusson. Doosan.
It's named after Doosan, the man, the guy who founded Crowley, Louisiana. He's a big deal.
Yeah, right there. There's that tornado warning.
We just read about him.
Doosan is right here. I'd be surprised if they extended this, just given the fact that we don't have too much rotation on it right now. But we'll keep an eye on it.
Oh, plus it says it right there on the screen on the top left. It says the Doosan Cam 1.
I saw the cam on Radar Omega.
That's Interstate 10. It's mostly an elevated highway over the swamp. They said it was built in the 70s. At the cost, it was $40.38. It's very inexpensive. In today's money, that'd be about $1 billion.
Oh yeah, this is a good cam spot actually.
Cajun Boulevard.
Down to the right. You have one south of Lafayette. That's actually a perfect spot for our camera. And thank you, Michael and Leroy and Gilbert for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll never. There are just some town names that I will get reminded and just forget. It always happens.
No problem.
Not really sure if this is legitimate signal. It could be a legitimate signal there. Some tighter rotation there near Lions Point. Watch out there for a quick spin up there. But yeah, this area of stronger winds is kind of pushing a little bit to the south and east towards this camera here near St. Martin's. And this is the current view from that camera. It's got a great view of something back in there. I'm not sure if we're looking the right direction or not.
It's farm
It's always hard
town.
to tell with these cameras. Kind of looks like the clouds are moving away from
A
us.
big farm town.
So I'm not exactly sure. That could be that moisture kind of pulling into the strong little MCS here.
I don't know why I'm reminded that
as this pushes off to the
have
east.
you ever heard the lyrics to the Immigrant Song? You know what?
Zero.
Because we're a nation of immigrants. Are we not? Is anybody going to argue with me about that one? I've heard it all my life.
With this storm. Just watching for those quick little spin ups along the leading edge of the storm. So please, if you live out in front of this line, just because there's no tornado warnings right now doesn't mean it's time to let your guard down. The main threat right now, at least is what I can see on radar here.
We come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow. The hammer of the gods will drive our ships to new land.
This is located in St. Martinsville.
To fight the horde and sing and cry Valhalla.
Good view.
I am
the
coming.
Most damaging part of the storm.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right,
we come from the land of ice and snow.
Here. So this is
from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow.
Category here. And very similar to what we have seen in the past.
On we sweep with thrashing ore. So our only goal will be the western shore.
As we approach Lafayette, St. Martinville,
how soft your field, so green.
Line there. 80-mile-per-hour winds are now back to being possible.
Can we whisper tales of gore?
And not only do we have that view, we have this one
of how we calmed the tides of war. We are your overlords.
In terms of those,
on the sweep with threshing ore.
We could follow that all the way into Lafayette.
Our only goal will be the western shore. I really do think
the strongest winds with this.
So now you better stop
to the south
and rebuild all your ruins.
Almost directly towards St. Martin.
For peace and trust can win the day.
Is located, so we should be able to see something.
Despite all of our.
Hopefully, we'll be able to confirm something in terms of strong winds for the folks down the line. They're south of Baton Rouge and New Orleans will eventually be in the path of this storm.
You're an immigrant. This is a nation of immigrants. We came here and told them we are your overlords after the reset. So you better start.
The cap is still in place. It might
rebuilding all your ruins
into New Orleans. We'll have to see. But it is heading still directly towards there. New Orleans, sorry.
You'll never say it right to some people. They'll always go, no, Nowlands. New Orleans.
Left here between Sulphur and Lake Charles. Oh, man. Yeah, y'all got pretty close to that tornado. All these other storms, by the way, are kind of on the weak side. Again, we're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds up on the northern portion of this. That's Opelousas, Port Bar, Melville, and Simsport. Monitoring for little areas of circulation along there. We do have some areas of very broad rotation up on the northern part, but they're not overly concerning right now. We're keeping an eye on it, though. And then further down to the south, still have a line of 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Intercoastal City. Found the cam.
I'm going to
It's
drop in
facing
on max
northwest
velocity.
towards Lafayette,
Till now,
northwest.
it kind
Okay,
of blends in with the water.
that's good. That's good. That means we
That's not good. And again, this is why I keep telling you guys: if you're in a mobile home, you need to find an alternate safe place. Again, this is
max velocity.
Lafayette.
He
Unfortunately,
does the same
all the people who live
thing.
in
These
mobile homes
guys,
right now are
they
not
just
watching
show
this stream.
clips that they
So, if
can
you
and they
friends or
share
family
it.
in the Lafayette area,
I want to hear
or
what he's
St.
saying.
Martinville or Abbeville. This is a serious situation. This isn't like an ordinary damaging wind up to 60-mile-per-hour storm. All right, this is a significant area of damaging winds that's going upwards of 80 miles per hour. If you are in an RV, if you're in a truck, if you are in a mobile home, a trailer home, whatever it is, you need to find a sturdy structure because those are not going to be safe to be in. That is why I say this all the time. They're just not safe. It's not the same as being in a brick building or a house. I think a lot of people in mobile homes know that, but some people just still ignore it and they don't want to go somewhere else. You need to go somewhere else if you can. As like a McDonald's, just something that's sturdy. It could be a McDonald's, it could be a Wendy's, it could be whatever it is.
You ever hear that, those walk-in freezers at the fast food restaurants, those are safe. They've got the doors that you can come out of. They're made that you don't get stuck in there. Something like Indiana Jones would survive in that.
Damaging winds right now heading towards Lafayette. There's really no safe place in a mobile home. It doesn't matter where you are in a mobile home. It could be a bathroom. It still probably will not hold up very well. With winds this high, it will not hold up well. And the highest of the winds right now are near Crawley. Now, granted, this could expand in size, but this is where the peak of the winds are right now. It's right over Crawley.
Yeah. If Walmart can't hold up,
we could
your
still get
trailer
a can't
can't
hold
up. Trailers are cool. I'd love a double wide. That's a Colorado dream house.
Surging right now to the east.
Not a lot of tornadoes here, though, in the high desert.
And look at that, 80-mile-per-hour winds. It's a pretty large area. There you go. It's that entire area of wind is about 8 miles to 9 miles long. So we're basically looking at like a 9-mile wide EF0 tornado. That's basically what this is. Obviously, it's not a tornado, but that's essentially what we're talking about here. That's why this is such a serious situation. You need to be staying away from windows. Now, again, this will probably knock over a few trees, especially smaller ones. It'll knock over branches. It could, again, damage mobile homes significantly.
Max is finishing his PhD in meteorology or something. He's going to be a doctor of meteorology
when it comes to trucks and stuff too.
Within a year.
So, yeah, if you are in this warning, you need to take it seriously and seek shelter.
So he just had his finals weeks too. A lot harder than mine.
Is there a track of who this will affect? Yeah, we can track this out real quick. Let's see what the speed is right now. Still moving 50 miles per hour to the east, so that has not changed. It's going to be on track for New Orleans down the road. So here is the track right now with timing on the left side of your screen. I'll slowly scroll through this. It's going to be going right through Lafayette here, by the way, in the next 20 minutes. So if you're in Lafayette, you need to get to that safe place now and not later. St. Gabriel in an hour and a half. That's going to be about 7:30 or so. ETA on that. Eventually going towards New Orleans. Let's scroll down to New Orleans.
20 minutes. I could still check my crops on the Farmville
New
app.
Orleans in about 2.5 hours. So that is going to be right around 8:30. Possibly sooner. On the threat for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour here.
Well, he just reminded me that the time is slipping away, and I do have to prepare, some sort of, I want to have a talk and a sermon sometime tonight, and it's going to involve, Zach, the Mustang. Now, in case you don't know, the Mustang is a route around southern Colorado, and when you check the routes and maps, all of these cities or within like $12, I could take it. I can go boots on the ground in Salida while the bus goes on, and then it picks me up on the way back and brings me back to Alamosa. Or I could go to Sagash, all the way to Pueblo. So exciting times, everything, doomed, I tell you. That's what people they'd used to say, are you trying to scare the people? I'd say, well, I'm trying to terrify them and let them realize that God said that it was kind of better off in the long run to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Just get it all at once, instead of being what Jerusalem went through, because they did the same sins. And it ended up where parents were eating their children. And remember, I'm doing this for free. I could have been retired on the golf course. Or at my age, I could have been, like, hey, eat right and you'll be better at 65 than most people are at 30, and be able to prove it if anybody wants to thumb wrestle me or something. Life's strange, especially when you're 1 called, 2 chosen, and 3 faithful to proving I have your best interest at heart. Me and my friends do, because mud flood was Armageddon. That's why we're never going to tell you anything else. Why would we? We're trying to prove we have your best interest at heart. Amen. Hallelujah. Aho. Aloha. Arrivederci. Ciao. Hasta luego.